Today, I want to take a cultural and spiritual look at why your brain remembers the worst things the most. Let's go.
In between. But the crazy part about it is that most of the time you never notice it. It just tends to happen. And if you're not conscious of it, you're probably not going to have the life that you want because you're going to have this negativity bias come in often. You're going to stay inside of your comfort zone. If you never leave your comfort zone, you're never going to create your dreams because essentially your dreams go to die.
My name is Casey. I've been a therapist for 13 years and I have been acutely aware of the negativity bias, which is that your brain will tend toward the worst case scenario and remember that the most. I've been a dissident therapist, a conservative man, a Christian man who is trying to tell the truth about what's useful in my industry and what isn't. And one thing that is very, very useful for my clients to know is that we have to reframe our thinking if we want to decline and deflect our own negativity.
So you got a new sweater. It looks great, and you're getting tons of compliments. But then, just one person says something snarky about it. And even though you got all that praise, you can't help but stew over the negative comment.
Have you ever noticed how a harsh judgment can stick to you more than 10 compliments, or why bad news spreads faster? When I used to work at Chick-fil-A, they said one negative comment online got tenfold the amount of coverage that all the positives did. And that is precisely because of the negativity bias. Today, we're diving into just that and where it comes from and why it is actually shaping our culture at large. Real quick, if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I am a dissident therapist of 13 years, and I really try to share what's true and explicitly wrong about my industry on this channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can be notified when we make a video. Thank you so much. Psychologists define the negativity bias as the brain's tendency to give more weight to negative experiences than positive ones, even if they're equal in intensity. Baumeister and his colleagues in 2001 wrote a book about this, and I've read the research. It is compelling. Bad is stronger than good, he says. One loss feels more powerful than a tenfold equivalent gain. Example, you get 20 positive comments on a post, and I'll try to post one of my negative comments over here, but one person drops a nasty one, and that is what you remember because of the negativity bias. It's rooted in survival. Our ancestors couldn't afford to ignore danger, so they remembered the berries that were poisonous much more than the 10 times the good ones that they ate previously. So here's the twist. What protected us in the wild now poisons us in the post-social media era. Here's the way that the negativity bias is affecting our culture. The news chose not to inform us, but to try to alarm us. Headlines say 10 million flights landed safely today. No, they say one plane crashed. Why? It's because negativity sells. The brain is in hunger for danger, fear, and once we serve it those helpings, it ends up wanting more and more and more because it's trying to protect you in reality. I listen to the Reds on the radio sometimes, and when they have the 10-second break for station identification, the reporter says 7 people were shot in Over the Rhine, more news at 11, because they know that will hit the precise part of your brain that feeds into the negativity bias and wants to see more. We see it in politics where parties don't just promote values, they demonize the other side. We see it in parenting where one failure, a mom fail, a dad fail, feels like 100-fold worse than the 10 minutes of joy or 10 hours of joy that you spent with your children during that current day. We see it in church. One scandal can outweigh 100 faithful priests or pastors who are actually trying to do right and do good things. When you combine the negativity bias with algorithms, we see outrage frenzy. Scripture is no stranger to suffering, but it doesn't feed off of fear. It acknowledges evil, but points towards redemption. Philippians 4:8 says, whatever is true, noble, right, pure, and lovely, think on these things. So our God's inspired word has compelled us to try to think on what is positive and consider how to beat the negativity bias. But we don't. We doom scroll, we ruminate, we reinforce the worst case scenario. And here's the spiritual danger. Negativity bias doesn't just distort reality, it destroys hope. And hope is oxygen for the soul. And that's precisely why God gave it to us in his word. In this world, you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. That's not optimism. That is resurrection power. You and I will not be able to shut off our negativity bias. It is hardwired into us. Practice gratitude daily, small wins. Limit your media diet. Take fasts from your phone. Catch the lies. Try to base and found your lifestyle in what's true, and seek good news, not just fake positivity, not just virtue signaling online, but actual good news. And you might need to knock on your neighbor's door to find that, more so than you will in the headlines. This is where faith helps. Christians don't ignore suffering. We walk through it with a resurrected lens. Our hope and our treasure is not of this world, so we can endure and try to take heart, because even your worst day will be redeemed at the end. So the next time it seems like things are falling apart, and there will be times that it does, take heart. Ask yourself, is this truth, or is it the negativity bias shouting in my ear? Let's not be people who only see the darkness. Let's be men and women who carry the light, the shining city on the hill. Please help me to get this message out there. Hit the like and subscribe. And if you wouldn't mind, comment and share and hit the bell. We will storm the gates of hell together, negativity or not. Let's go.